Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Now it's time for our next guest. He played for your organization. He was Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's a stalwart in the Houston area. He came back home to get his team to where it's never been before. That's the Super Bowl. Give it up for your head coach, Mr. DeMeco Ryans.
I'm gonna start this off.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna start this off. So, hey, coaching. First off, you know, I've been out here. I've been lobbying for a job, and I'm available. So, like, listen, I'm in shape. If you need a set of extra legs,
We need you. We can get a workout on Tuesday. You ready?
swear to God. Serious, don't do me like that, because I'm trying to get out the house.
Hey, we got somebody to get you the ball.
There we go. Yeah, that you do. Go ahead. I got a job, y'all.
Coach, in your wildest imaginations, when you got drafted to this team at the first round draft pick and win Rookie of the Year, you have a stellar career. Did you ever imagine that you'd ever come back and be the head coach?
Never in my lifetime would I have imagined being the head coach of the Houston Texans, the team that drafted me. But it was that surreal moment, right? I had other options, other teams that were vying, but it was like, man, to go back to Houston,
Where it all started.
like struggling a little bit, like it meant more to come back home to Houston.
Yeah.
I don't, Coach, obviously you've been around the game of football for a very long time. For those that are on the outside looking in, I don't think they understand how special a season that was for you to have. Obviously you understand the difficulty when you draft a rookie quarterback and understanding you have a program that is trying to build itself back to winning consistently. And to be able to have a successful season, obviously not winning a championship, but still having a successful season, knowing that you can build off of that. Do you understand how great your season was last year?
Yeah, I do understand it all starts with like you said, the rookie quarterback. Everybody now they expect rookies to come in and just ball out from the start. That doesn't happen.
Right.
Like especially at the quarterback position, you got to have a special person to do that. And you know, we were fortunate enough to get CJ at number 2, and this kid is special. Right?
Yes.
Definitely.
You know, he's fun to work with, and he didn't start off that way. Like we started off with a rough season. Like we had to go through some growing pains, and he learned a lot. Our team learned a lot of how we had to play to win games, and that growth process throughout the season, that made it even more special to know we didn't just come out just beating people. And I told our guys too, you know, we talk about how special of a season it was. You look up, we had, I think it was 10 games that were in the last minute of the game. We were right in the game, and I think we won 7 of those 10 in the last minute of the game. So that just shows the margin for error in this league. It's still tight, even though it's a great season. But man, I tell our guys, you have to work hard. You got to grind those wins, and you got to be smart in those situational moments to close games out.
Coach, but you understand, you were a rookie head coach. You had a rookie quarterback. The expectations this year, given what happened last year, are a lot different than they were last year going in. You mentioned CJ came in and played unbelievable. Tank Dell, Nico Collins, you traded for Stephon Diggs. Your defense, Stingley Jr., Will Anderson Jr. What are your expectations from this team?
I hear you. No, I still tell our guys our expectations is just to get better every day. Like I tell, we can't get everybody know when we suit up like you guys have. Like everybody wants to go win it all, right? That's always the goal. That's why we do what we do, right? We're trying to go get that Lombardi, but we don't get there overnight. So enjoy the process of just getting better every day. And when we look up in February and we're there playing for that Lombardi, that's what's going to make it really special.
Right.
No, being a head coach as well is something I always wanted to ask you. There was an issue, obviously, with Brian Flores and Tua, and the way he talked to him. Obviously, it rubbed Tua the wrong way, and I just want to know, how do you navigate being able to coach certain players certain ways, and how do you approach it? Because some players you can coach hard. Right. You know, you understand those that are built like that. You can coach them a little harder. Some of them, you got to pat them on the back and guide them. How have you been able to do that with your players?
Yeah, man, that's a great question, right? I was just talking to one of my coaches about that earlier today. Man, you have to have a relationship with guys. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't have a relationship with guys, then you don't know how that guy's gonna respond.
Yeah.
Right? Some guys I could coach hard. Some guys I know, like, man, I can get it out of him, mm-hmm. but I don't need to go as hard with him. I just got to tell him, hey, man, you're doing a great job. Hey, keep it going, young fella. We gonna get there. But if you don't establish that relationship outside of football, like, you just got to sit down, you got to eat with guys, you got to meet with guys, just talk to them one-on-one, like, what's going on outside of football, mm-hmm. so you can really get to know that young man and what's going on in his life. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how you are able to relate to guys and coach. Like, now once you get that relationship, I can coach them up hard. Right? But everybody, you can't coach hard. Everybody doesn't need hard coaching. But as a coach, it's our job, right? And that's one thing I learned about coaching. I thought, man, when I finished playing, I thought I was going to hop in like, hey, Kyle, I can come coach the linebackers right now.
Right.
But that's what I learned when I was in San Fran. I truly learned, like, man, you got every guy is different. How do you teach every guy? Right? Every guy learns different. Every guy, you got to explain things differently, and they pick it up different. So for me, that's where I learned, like, man, you have to be adaptable as a coach, right? But you got to know these guys outside of football.
You know, go ahead, give it up to. A lot of times, sometimes, coaches try to hide hard coaching behind disrespect. It's like, if I'm working for you, I want you to coach me hard. I want you to say what I'm doing wrong. But there's a very, very fine line between hard coaching and disrespect. Now, guys have to understand, that's a grown man you're talking to. This ain't college. He's not trying to get to the NFL. He's already here. He's not in high school trying to get to college. So those guys, you can coach. I mean, when we grew up, coaches cussed us out, all kind of things. You do that now, you're going to turn a guy off, or the guy might want to fight you.
He might want to fight you, or he might just leave. You know, these guys, it's a different era, and I've never, like, try to cross the lines of cursing guys out. I feel like if I have to curse you out, like, I got the wrong guy.
Correct.
First off, right? We don't have time for that. Like, we're men, we're working together, and I tell our guys, my first meeting, I was like, this is what you can expect from our coaches. Our coaches are going to be respectful, they're going to tell you the truth, and they're going to coach everybody in this room, right? Because they care. Your success is their success.
Correct.
So we have to find that common ground to work together for us all to be successful.
You played for Coach Saban. I don't know, your high school coach, you played for Coob. What are some of the things, what's DeMeco Ryans' coaching style? Did you take a little bit from Coach Saban? Because as hard as he is, he does a great job of patting the players on the back, even when they make mistakes.
Yeah, with my coaching style, man, I took a lot from a lot of different coaches that I was around. I think, you know, it all starts from, I spent the most time around Robert Saleh.
Okay.
Right, and in that coaching profession, like, I just learned from him, like, man, you got to bring great energy every day, right? And you got to be able to relate to all these guys in the same room. How can you relate to them? Like, storytelling, like, whatever, keeping it light with jokes. Like, it's a fine line, just coaching all the guys, even Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips, man, it was your head coach. He would come into the meeting room. Wade would just tell a joke to everybody in the room. Then he would talk to you. He always told a story about you, like, hey, man, like, we had a guy on scout team. I told him, don't worry about covering him. He's better than the guys that are playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so it was always Wade found a way in a playful way to get guys' attention, draw guys in. So I think you draw them in, you get their attention, you relate to the guys, right? Also, with Saban, I know he's hard on guys, but the only way you can be hard on them is you got to love them too.
Right.
You got to
love them just as hard as you coach.
Man, you have to. And guys got to know, for me, I had a strength and conditioning coach. He called me as soon as I got into coaching. He was like, DeMeco, players do not care how much you know until they know how much you care about them, right? And so that was the one thing that's always stuck to me. Like I tell our guy, man, I care about you as a man, first and foremost. It's football. We gonna get to the football. I'm gonna correct you. I'm gonna coach you up. But man, I care about you as a man being successful after football is over. Like I want you to be a great husband, great father, great leader in the community, because that's what's gonna last.
Yeah. Your approach to the game of football, obviously when you played, I'm not sure if you had any superstitions or not. As for myself, there was a certain routine that I stuck to. And to me, I felt this routine that I stuck to during my playing days would probably give me the success that I wanted, despite putting in the work throughout the week. Now that you're a coach and you played, obviously, do coaches have routines and superstitions once you get to that point as a leader of men, or you just allow the work that you put in during the week to take care of itself?
Yeah, I think you fall into those kind of superstitions. You kind of fall into them because it's like, oh man, we smoked them this week. Like, hey, we got whatever I did, whatever I ate last week, right. whatever I listened to on the way to the state, like run it all back, right? But I don't believe in that. That's the reason why, right? I think you just get into a habit, but I don't believe in the superstitions and but sometimes you get off. It's routine, right? It's routine. It's a routine. A lot of coaches fall into, whether it's working out before the game, running stadiums, or hitting the treadmill, right? Certain things. For me, my deal is I'm watching film up until the last minute before I have to go out.
Yes,
I'm trying to find another advantage. Like I'm looking at third down again. I'm looking at 2 minutes for as long as I can. They come knock, hey coach, we got to go. It's like I'm trying to get that edge up until the last minute.
We talk about the Rooney Rule. There's a lot about that, and you had great success. Were you ever concerned, because you see so many black coaches like go 10, 15 years before they even get an opportunity to go interview for a head coach? You didn't have to wait that long. You had about a 2 year, maybe 2 year. Once you became the DC at San Francisco, your name immediately went into that pool. So you didn't have to wait long. How do you tell your brethren, for the fellow black coaches, like just to be patient when some of them have been patient for 10, 15 years?
Yeah, no, that's I think for me being in the position I am, man, I'm standing on the shoulders of guys who paved the way before me, right? A lot of coaches who grinded and they didn't get that opportunity. I know one coach in particular, Coach Bobby Turner.
Yep.
Coach Turner, that was my role model. I was there in San Fran. That's the guy I looked up to, the OG. Like, he's been coaching for over 30 years, and he never got that opportunity. And I know he deserved the opportunity. So I always tell Coach Turner, man, I love you. I thank you for you providing me this opportunity to become a head coach. And when I became a head coach, I'm like, man, I got to do this for you,
right,
Coach T. I got to be successful for you. And it's the same thing I tell all other guys. Like, man, I'm representing a lot of guys, right, who are still trying to get that opportunity. A lot of guys who are coming after me to get that opportunity. And I want to represent the right way.
Yeah. That's a good thing about it. The fact that we get so few opportunities to be a leader of black men, be in a position of power, does it add any more pressure to you as a head coach, or do you just don't even think about it and just do what you need to do?
It doesn't add pressure to me, because I know at the end of the day, it's about doing the job the right way.
Yes, sir.
Right? It's surrounding myself with the right people, right coaching staff, the right players. Like, it's not just about me. It's about my entire support staff, everybody in that building helping me to be successful, right? I can't do it by myself. So it doesn't add any pressure to me. It's just, I know the task at hand, and it's just about us going out, dominating the process every day, being as good as we can be every single day, getting a little bit better. And the wins, the results, all that stuff will show up when we work the right way.
Yeah. DeMeco, when you were here, you were active in the community. How important is it for you to have your players be involved in the community in which they play in?
Yeah, it's huge, man. I mean, we're in a great city here in Houston, right? And it's a great city. It's for our guys, I always tell them, man, for the NFL, like, it's a blessing. It's a dream come true to play in the NFL.
Absolutely.
And it affords you a lot monetarily, but it also provides you a certain platform, right? Where instantly you get respect as soon as you step into a room. Instantly when CJ Stroud, Will Anderson stands in front of some kids, like, their eyes are wide open, like they got their attention. And now what's your message to those kids, right? And so our guys have a huge responsibility to the community to utilize the platform they're given, because I always feel like, man, you've blessed. We've all been blessed to reach back and bless other people, right? And that's what it's all about in this NFL. That's what's gonna last. That's what's gonna sustain you, right? And I used to do a football camp in Alabama, football and cheer camp, and you never know how things come back. And I'm in my office in San Fran one day, and this kid pop in. He's like, "Coach, it's Brian Robinson from University of Alabama." He's like, "Coach, man, I was at your camps back." I was like, "What?" Like, wow. Now, little kid at the camp running around. I never knew Brian. But to see that effect, that just the exposure it had to him, like, hey, man, you can make it to the NFL as well, and it's cool to see him doing this thing now in Washington.
I'm good. I asked everything.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, DeMeco Ryans, head coach of the Houston Texans.
Yeah.